Let's talk about the top 10 UK companies that are considered to be dividend aristocrats. Finding UK dividend aristocrats is not as straightforward as finding US aristocrats. So what I've done is I've picked companies that feature within the FTSE 100 that have also had at least 4 years of consecutive dividend increases. At the end of this video, I will share with you an ETF that you can invest in to get all of these companies plus many more, so stay tuned for that. In 10th place, we have a company called Rio Tinto. This is a multinational company responsible for mining and metal production, including aluminium, copper and iron ore. They pay their dividends twice a year and their current dividend yield comes in at 8.85%. All dividend yields in this video are coming from a website called Dividend Data. They have had 4 years of consecutive dividend increases, but if you look at this chart and you admit some of the bars here, you'll see that in general, they do increase their dividends year on year. Over the past 5 years, Rio Tinto have been performing really well and they're up by over 75%. In at number 9, we have the Phoenix Group. This is the UK's largest saving and retirement company and they also offer insurance services. They pay their dividends twice a year and their yield comes in at 7.33%. Phoenix Group have had 5 consecutive years of dividend increases, but over the last 5 years they've not really performed too well and actually are down by 4%. In at number 8, we have BAE Systems. They are the UK's largest security and defence company. They pay their investors their dividends twice every single year, with the current dividend yield coming in at 4.02%. And this company has seen a whopping 17 years of consecutive dividend increases. However, over the past 5 years, they have been down by about 2%. In at number 7, we have Unilever, who I'm sure you have all heard of. Unilever are a global consumer goods company with hundreds of brands that you've probably heard of, such as Lipton, Dove, PG Tips and Vaseline. They pay quarterly dividend payments, which means they pay their investors dividends 4 times a year. And their current dividend yield comes in at 3.74%. Unilever have actually seen 21 years worth of dividend growth. They have increased their dividends year after year for 21 years and counting. If you look at the chart here, you will see a dip in 2009, but that doesn't matter because that's just when they changed their dividend paying frequency. And over the past 5 years, Unilever has been up by 0.5%. In at number 6, we have a company called Sage. Sage are a big accounting, payroll and payment software company. They pay their dividends twice a year and the current dividend yield comes in at 2.59%. And they have had 22 years of consistent dividend increases. They've not performed too badly either. Over the last 5 years, they've been up just short of 8%. Nothing remarkable there, but at least they've seen some growth. We're halfway through our list now, and in at number 5 is Croda International. And they produce chemicals for all different industries. They pay twice a year and their dividend yield currently comes in at just 1.38%. But as I've said in many of my videos, dividend yield is not the only thing you should pick a company based on. They have seen about 21 years of consistent dividend increases. And Croda International have performed excellently over the past 5 years. They have been up by 111%. In 4th place, we have DCC. DCC are a sales, marketing and support service group and their business is split up into 4 main areas. They focus on technology, healthcare, oil and gas. Their dividend frequency is twice a year and the yield currently comes in at 2.59%. They have increased their dividends for the past 22 years. It's not too clear on the graph here that their dividends have been consistently getting bigger each and every year as there is a slight dip, but that is just where it's changed from reporting in euros to reporting in British pounds. Unfortunately, over the past 5 years, they have been down by over 7%. In 3rd place, we have a company called HEMA. HEMA are a collection of different companies that basically operate within the safety equipment industry. So they produce fire systems, fire alarms, lift safety equipment and so on. They pay twice a year and I think they've got the lowest dividend yield on this list today at 0.76%. But having said that, they have consistently increased their dividends for 22 years and counting. Over the past 5 years, they have performed incredibly and are up by over 142%. In 2nd place, we have National Grid. National Grid, if you didn't know, are an electricity and gas company. They pay their dividends twice a year and their dividend yield comes in at 4.59%. They have been increasing their dividends again for 22 years and counting, and over the past 5 years, they're up by a modest nearly 3%. In first place, we have a company called Diageo. If you've not heard of this company before, they are basically the global leader in alcoholic beverages, and they have many brands such as Guinness, Captain Morgan and Bailey's, to name a few. They pay twice a year and their dividend yield currently comes in at just over 2%. And like some of the others on this list, they also have seen a dividend increase for the past 22 years. And they're up by over 60% across the last 5 years. Okay, so now we've spoken about the top 10 dividend aristocrats in the UK. Let's talk about how you could invest in all of these companies plus more in just one simple fund. This fund is called the SPDR S&P UK Dividend Aristocrats ETF. Whew, that was a mouthful. If you were to invest in this fund, you would get 39 holdings, so 39 companies, and they would be all of the ones I've spoken about today apart from National Grid and DCC, but you would get many more as well. This fund is a little bit expensive as the ongoing charge is 0.3%, but if you did want to invest in all of these companies plus many more, it's a very easy way to do so. If you want to know what the top dividend aristocrats in the US are, then click right here.